Color Coleman, and we are back for another wonderful interview. Yes, we. I hope that you all had a. First of all, God bless you. I hope that you all had a wonderful Labor Day. Today was a special day for all of those folk out there that worked and had today off. We are so glad for you. I hope that you had some good sustenance, meaning some good food, ribs, chicken, barbecue, all that good stuff, fish, whatever you had. I hope that you were able to spend time with your family, your loved ones, and all that good stuff. And I hope you got some rest. Some of y'all were able to get some rest. Unfortunately, I had to work earlier today. We don't want to publicize that, but we had to get out there and make a plan and make it happen. But anyway, we're glad that you're here. We're glad you're here. So, without further ado, we're getting this show started, and I hope to see you all on the other side. So, stay tuned. Greetings again. So, this is Coach Keller, and we have a esteemed, another esteemed guest. This young man has blown my natural mind. He is amazing. He is a trilingual coach. His name is Will Baptiste. Oh my God. He's a faith based transformational certified life coach. Keyword certified. He's a speaker and he's an author. He coaches black and brown adolescents and adult men to tap into their true potential and find their purpose. He is here to empower them on their journey to reclaim their powers. A little bit about Will Baptiste. He was born on the island of Haiti, robbed of his innocence. He liberated himself from having to obey the law only to place himself in a world where no human was meant to transcend beyond abyss and degradation. Yet, something in him refused to deny the destiny God whispered to him in a still, quiet place of manhood. It was when he began his journey of transformation and reclamation of his life. He said, I became Will, so I rise. Now, some defining moments. He's a child abuse survivor, a sexual abuse survivor, an ex-con, two-time divorce, mental health advocate, cycle breaker, trauma champion. He coaches an area of mindset, peak health and wellness, self-worth, self-love. And one thing he says, what you get is an outcome and a solution to a specific painful problem you desperately want to escape from. And he's looking forward to working with you. Check him out on his website, Will to Rise. And without further ado, we must bring this wonderful man, young man. We got to give him applause, y'all. Let's welcome Will Baptiste. Welcome, Will. How are you doing today? Welcome to MAP TV. How are you doing this wonderful day?
As my uncle Les Brown would say, it is a plum pleasant pleasure and a privilege to be with your brother Keller. Absolutely, this beautiful day, and I hope you had a great day today.
Yes, I'm having a great day. In fact, let me do one thing. I'm gonna have to. I don't understand why you are frozen. Hold on. Let's do this. Let's go back to here. Okay, let's do this again. For some reason, you're frozen. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you pretty
Okay, I
well.
wonder why. Lord, when things happen, things happen. Well, we gonna keep it. We gonna keep it moving. Hold on. Having technical difficulties here, but I'm not quitting. Uh, Hold on, Will. For some reason, I can't get the feed. Now, this is a first. Hold on, Will. Hold on. Will,
Yes,
we're going to start
go
this
ahead.
show again because for some reason you froze. We're gonna
Okay, so
start again.
you want to get out and come back in?
Yes.
Okay,
So
perfect.
call me back because we ain't quitting. We gonna start it
Oh,
again. All right, man.
all right, no
Okay.
problem. All right.
Okay. Let's see. Why in the world did it stop? This is weird. Okay. Okay. Speak. Say something.
Yes, hello.
Okay.
Can you
Now
hear
we
me?
going. No. We going. Okay. All right. Let's get back. Now back to. Let's just pick it up from where we go here, sir. Let hey, things happen, but we going for it. So it lets me know what you have to say is important because that's the first time
Absolutely.
we had a camera glitch like that. But go for it. Welcome, Will Baptiste. How are you doing this wonderful day, sir?
And listen, man, it is a plum pleasant pleasure and a privilege to be with you, to be in the presence of greatness. And we're about to have some fun, but we're about to talk about some serious stuff. But at the same time, we're about to have some fun. So I'm good. I'm good. What about you, sir? How you doing?
I'm doing better now that I have the Haitian sensation in the build. Let's give it
Yes,
up for
sir.
the Haitian sensation. My man Will. So let's dive into this, man. This story touched me in so many ways to see how you were able to, you grew up in Haiti, okay, and so how was growing up? I mean, how was that? How was growing up, and how did that lead to the unfortunate character building things that you had to go through?
Absolutely. That's a good question. Actually, I was born in Haiti. Um, my father passed away when I was about 3 years old. Then grew up with my mother. Grew up with my grandmother, sisters, and cousins, and aunts, and so on and so forth. But it was tough. It was tough because it's just a life. It's just a life. The condition and education, and thank God that I was able to go to school, even though my mother didn't have the chance to finish school. But my father had a life, had a good life. He was in the military, and then when he got out of the military, he became a doctor. He was a gynecologist. But fast forward, about 9 years old, something tragic happened. That changed my life forever. And to this day, that I'm still dealing with the aftermath. But I thank God that I have found my way back. I thank God that I have found a way to cope with it, even though I cannot erase it. And that is not something that I would hope that would happen to any young man or any child for that matter at 9 years
Mm-hmm.
old. And I would just want to give a trigger warning to the audience that are listening. Being sexually abused from the age of 9, it was something that I don't wish it on nobody because of the trauma you're gonna end up dealing with, and that's going to alter your life um, in a way that you never anticipated, right? So life was hard, but one thing that I had in me was I was constantly in surviving mode. So somehow it toughened me up to be the man that I am today. So yeah, so growing up, life wasn't that bad, but it wasn't all that glamorous either. But we had to make something out of nothing, and
Mm.
that's how we've been doing. That's how we know. That's what we just learn how to turn. When life gives you lemon, you make lemonade, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when life threw a stone at you, you don't throw it back at life. You use it as a stepping stone to get to the next level, to where you want to go. So for me, it was constantly about surviving because I always believe in tomorrow. I
Mm-hmm.
always believe that tomorrow will be a better day.
Wow. Wow. So, man, it, it's just that's just ooh, that's tough. So, how did you cope going through the abuse? How did you how did you keep from mentally falling apart?
Well, to be quite honest with you, I didn't know it was abuse. I thought it was normal because of how can I say that? I thought it was normal. I thought it was part of life because I was young, and stuff like that usually comes from a very, 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 very close family member, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here you are, introducing or being in something like that. You're thinking that okay, this is normal. This is part of life. You got to go through that. And of course, as a young boy, you know, and as a man, how your body wires to feel a certain feeling. So although it may not be the right thing, but you get the right feeling. So somehow you respond to it based on your experience, based on how you feel. But it wasn't until uh I think we're gone again. Am I frozen again?
Yeah, but keep going. I
But
think you probably unfreeze.
right. So but at some point I knew something was wrong, but at that time I was so deep into it and I
Mm-hmm.
felt like there's no way I can get out of it.
Okay.
So I thought it was just normal. This is how you're supposed to go to life.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Whew. Man. So as you got older, how when did it start tailing off? When did it start? When did they stop torturing you? How did that start ending?
Um I think it started wow. I've never been asked that question before. And when I finally was somehow I found the strength or to say no,
Mm.
it went from sexual abuse and then now to physical abuse and psychological abuse. So the abuse was never ended. It was just a form or the type of abuse. It turned into something different. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? So you know it's hard to explain. It's
Right.
hard to explain because this is not something that you're supposed to go through. This is not part of life. I mean, I know that a lot of things that we don't know what life supposed to be like, but I know this ain't one of them.
Mm.
This ain't one of them. So somehow it stopped, and I cannot tell you, and I can't recall how it stopped. But one thing
Okay.
I do know that it switched from sexual abuse to psychological abuse and to physical abuse.
Mm. Just because you decided to stop. Because you yeah, somehow.
Somehow,
Wow.
subconsciously, I decided to stop. Exactly.
So, just it takes you into your 20s. So the residue of that, how did you focus to keep going? Because I know there were up days, down days, days you would cry, days you just had to get through it. But how were you able to maintain and keep going? I know the Lord helped you, but how, whew, man, how did you get to the next
I,
level?
I kept telling myself it never happened.
Mm,
Right? I kept telling myself, no, that didn't never happen. I'm just making that up. No, that ain't. So I was lying to myself so so I don't have to think about it. Right?
mm,
But one thing that did happen when I turned about 18, 19, I felt like now I was a man. I was able to make decision on my own. I was able to have the freedom, and that's when a lot of things start going, down spiral where I start getting in trouble with the law because now I despise authority because the
mm,
people that actually abused me was in the place of authority,
mm,
and they they took advantage of me. So what made me think that other people, other authoritative people or person would not take advantage of me? So anytime somebody try to get an authority on me, anytime that somebody would tell me what to do, I'm like, no, I ain't going for that, because the last person that's supposed to be an adult, the last person that was supposed to care for me, the last person that was supposed to look out for my well being, they took advantage of me. What made me think that you're not gonna do the same thing? So for me, it was just like it was like a wild, wild west in my head. I'm like, I'm gonna do what I want, how I want, and nobody gonna tell me nothing because I'm not about to listen to nobody now. But it wasn't the right thing to do, and I ended up, paying for that, because you can't just go out and start breaking the laws and not listen to people and thinking that there won't be any repercussion. But that's how I felt like I had to be a man. A man had to take matters into his own hand because I couldn't do it. And if we were to go back when that abuse stopped, and now I was looking for a father figure to say,
Hmm.
you know what, maybe I can learn something, because I was raised with a lot of women. I said, maybe if I can, if I can learn from a man, how to be a man and how to learn whatnot. But he ended up groomed me for a year, and he ended up molested me for a year,
Mm.
right? So here I am, was abused by women, now molested by a man. So there was no trust.
Mm.
I trust nobody,
Wow.
right? So for me, trust was just broken. There was no trust.
Mm.
So,
Wow.
coping with that, it was just, I had to find a way to kind of really remove that in my mind for a good portion of my life, about 20 years. I kept telling myself, this never happened. And I believe that. And I became a sociopath, because a sociopath, someone not a sociopath, a pathological liar.
Hmm.
A pathological liar is someone that kept telling themselves something until they believe it, right?
Hmm.
So I kept telling myself it never happened. So, and I ended up believing it, and I kind of get out of my mind until at 30 years old, when I had my child. That's when it all came back to me.
So it hit you all at one time when you had your
It hits
child.
me all when I had
Oh
my
my
child.
God. Did
That's
you
what
have to go to therapy to deal with it?
therapy. We ain't never heard of therapy. You don't talk about therapy. Therapy is for crazy people. You don't go to therapy. What are you gonna tell? But first of all, you don't talk about your dirty laundry to anybody else, right?
Right.
This is family. What happens in family stays in family.
Right.
And second, if anybody know you go to therapy, then you are labeled as crazy. So therefore, you're gonna be marginalized from the rest of the family. Oh, we got a crazy person in the family. So that was not something. I am the first one in my family that ever go to therapy, and we were 7 children. I'm the first one to ever go to therapy,
Hmm.
because because uh I, because that was my last resort. And church, unfortunately, church don't know how to deal with this kind of stuff, right? They're gonna tell you to pray it off, fast, all that kind of stuff.
Shout it out.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. But there's nothing wrong, against church, but churches are not equipped. Even the pastor, I think some pastors need some therapy. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because we were not made to live alone in this world, right?
Right.
So God is not gonna come and be your therapist.
Hmm.
And God, just like God never made a chair, but He made a tree, it gives you the knowledge to build a chair,
Right.
right? So that means that God is going to bring somebody to work. God's going to work through somebody to be able to help you whatever situation you have, right?
Right.
So so therapy for me didn't come out. I didn't start therapy till about a year ago, and I'm 42 now. Yeah, yeah, because after two suicidal attempt, and I realized that. what is the one thing that I haven't done? What is the one thing? Because I'm a type of person that don't want to go out without a fight.
Okay.
I want to make sure that I do everything that I can until I give up. And I wasn't ready to give up yet. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what is the one thing that you haven't done? That's
Mm.
going therapy. And that's when I decided to go to therapy.
So when you started therapy, whew, wow, how how did you see yourself change after you started going to therapy up until now?
Well, actually, it got really bad before it got better.
Wow.
And here's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. Now, as a black man, it took a lot for me to go to therapy, right?
Right.
That's the first thing. That's the first hurdle, right? And then finally, I decided to go to therapy, and I couldn't find a black therapist. So I'm like, okay, no therapy or white therapist.
Mm.
Well, I think we know that so I decided to go therapy. But here's the thing. Now I had to open up to a stranger about the thing that happened to me about which in it itself it's hard. And then I had to explain to live as a black man
Mm.
because it's not because they're not professional. They just don't understand what it like to live as a black man.
Right.
So my depression actually got worse. My depression got worse because not only did I have to relive all that, and I have to kind of like explain everything. It's just like if I'm talking to you, a lot of things I ain't got to say
Mm.
culture. You understand the environment. You understand what it's like to be a black man in America. You understand what it's like to be a black man being abused, or even if you've never been abused, but you understand the culture. But you are talking to a person for the first time that you've never done it before, and now you got to explain every gesture, everything. So I'm like, after two sessions, I stopped
Mm.
because I felt like it was getting worse.
Okay.
But I told myself, when you have an infection, when you have a wound that it wasn't healed properly, it got infected. And a lot of times you gotta dig deeper. You gotta clean it up. And while cleaning it up, it's gonna hurt, but you know that it's gonna get healed properly.
Right.
So I decided to go back and thank God that I found a black therapist and I
Hmm.
was able to continue that journey. And I'm still on that journey. And I tell everybody that therapy is not a destination.
Right.
It's a journey. It's a process.
Wow. We
So,
man. I gotta pause for a minute. Mm. We got comments in the. We got comments in the comments. One from Tamika G. She's applauding you on your message, and another one from Demetria. She's applauding you, and she has the teary eyed. Yeah, the prayer hands and the crying, man. I just thank God that you didn't go. You were unsuccessful in your suicide attempts. I thank Him because you always had a voice and you always had a message. I thank Him because you're here. I thank Him because you put your pride down and went to therapy. I thank God for that. I thank God I'm seeing you and you're not another statistic because you have a gift in you. And I'm saying this while script. You are meant to speak to millions of people with your message because you are a survivor. You're different. Most of everybody else that does what you have tried to do, they're successful, but you're different. Why? Because you're the Haitian sensation. Why? Because there's greatness in you. It was in you before all this happened, and now it's coming out of you. Why? Because you are a gift from God. You're going places. I it just Wow. So you did therapy. How were you? Okay, you did therapy. How are you able to still coach, speak? Now, y'all, hold on. I got to take a triangular moment here. Oh, I forgot. He's a trilingual speaker. This young man, if you go to his website and see all the stuff he does, and this story that he just told, and we are not finished. His website is amazing. I've met him off Clubhouse, and those of you who aren't on Clubhouse, if you're trying to further your business and meet some people that are authentic and real, I met Will a few weeks ago, and we got to talking the last couple of weeks, and I was like, man, we gotta have you on the show. Even though we're having technical difficulties, we're gonna keep it moving because this gentleman has a story, and we're gonna get right back to it. But man, how are you able to speak, still keeping your mental health in order, but then people are still calling you to speak? How are you able to keep it going?
It's ironic you asked that because speaking is part of my therapy. I never
Mm,
wanted to speak. I never wanted to do that. As a matter of fact, my therapist told me find a way to speak, and that's when I got on Clubhouse because I wanted to speak. Because at that time, mind you, my ex wife just walked out of me.
mm,
Came home, and I found a letter on the living room table. She said, "I'm out. Don't contact me. I'll contact you." And it's been what 2.5 years now. So she's been gone.
wow.
Right in the middle of the pandemic. So it's been a lot. It's been a lot, but it was a gift what she did for me because I wasn't ready to leave her. I was willing to die in this marriage because I didn't see myself at 40 years old going to a second divorce.
Mm,
So I was willing to die for this marriage, but God had a different plan for me.
yes.
And hindsight 2020, and I thank God that she's no longer here because now, so on one hand I felt like I lost her, but on the other hand I felt like I found myself. So if I gotta lose somebody to find myself, then I'll do that every day, every twice on Sunday,
Okay.
because at the end of the day, you got to show up for yourself, and if you lost, then you can't show up for yourself. So going back to the question that you asked, how I was able to speak, well, that's what helped me
Mm,
by me get out my story. And as a matter of fact, is while I was telling my story in Clubhouse, I met my editor, which is from UK. She's a veteran for she's a journalist, ex-journalist, so 20 years of experience. She says there's something about your story that you ain't telling us. There's something about your story. I know there was some more about the story. I said, lady, listen, I'm only here because that's part of my therapy. I'm not about to divulge or anything to nobody. And she back channeled me. She said, I want to talk to you.
mm,
So I'm like, yeah, whatever. I listened to her. And as we're talking, we're talking. And she's a Christian black woman from UK.
mm,
And I can see her talking to me like a mother to a son. There was no judgment. There's no this, that, and the other. So I kind of, she gained my trust. And she said, I think there's a book. But when she said that, and that's when I'm like, I've always wanted to write a book, but I never knew what it would be about. And then the rest is history. Now the book is coming out in September.
mm,
It's called Will to Ride,
yes.
and I wrote two ebooks already. One is called The Ultimate Empowerment, and the second one is 3 tips for Black men coping with trauma. So I've been able to use my gift, my pain. Actually, I had turned my pain into power. And through my pain, I found my purpose. I found my calling. I found my assignment, which is to empower men to rise mentally, physically, and financially. Because
Yes.
I've been in a fitness industry for over 26 years, and I'm a certified firefighter. But unfortunately, I had to retire from firefighter because I have a sleep apnea, which is anybody know what sleep apnea is? I have
Yes.
difficulties. I'm constantly tired.
Right.
Then after that, I was in the financial industry for over 10 years, and about a year ago, I decided to become a transformative life coach because I see how my life has been transformed,
Right.
and I want to take my voice and I want to use my voice to help other men that don't have a voice.
Right.
So that's how we ended up, creating this business. It's really not a business; it's really a movement
Wow.
to really help other men.
I find it amazing. We have some comments in the comments section. Valerie Champion says, "Great evening, all." Then Valerie Champion says, "Wow." Pardon me. Pardon me. Sometimes God will close a door slash in a marriage to get you where you need to be. Mm. Then Valerie Champion also says, "Our story slash pain is for others to grow." So Valerie, thank you for those wonderful comments that you have sent to our guests. Uh, Will, do me a favor, hang up and call back because your feed is bad. But we're gonna keep the show going, and when you call back, I'll just bring you back up.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
All right.
So station, we're taking a little station break, y'all. As our guest, yes, he'll be calling back because his camera was buffering. But if you all are enjoying this story, please type a one in the comments and let us know where you're calling in from. Whew, whew, wow, wow, I'm just blown away with this story. This young man, and he's young. He's only in his early 40s, and thank you, Valerie. Oh, you're enjoying this. He's only in his 30s. Oh, Valerie Champion, Douglasville, Georgia. There we go. Ha! Back to the lecture at hand.
Yes, sir. Yes,
My
sir.
man. Man, it's just amazing you were able to segue do that. And now I understand when you're speaking in Clubhouse and you're talking from experience, but now I understand your anointing and the power that you're talking from because you inspired me, you inspired colleagues that we both know. I think you're doing a fine job. But what, why did, since your editor encouraged you to do the book, did you, were you, were you 100% towards it or were you half 50-50?
Well, I was, but I didn't. I have to admit, I didn't know what I was getting myself into,
Okay.
and I had my second depression while writing the book.
Mm.
Then again, because I felt, the book was like a therapy for me.
Okay.
It was very therapeutic, but at the same time, it was very hard. Um, it, there was never a moment while writing this book that I didn't feel like stopping.
Mm.
I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do this because this is not healthy. But I know that it had to come out. I knew that I've been given this assignment. Then nobody else is gonna be able to do it. I had to do it. So I find the strength to just keep going, to keep going, to keep going. And I'm glad that I didn't quit. I'm glad that I didn't give up because I know that this book is gonna touch millions of people. It's gonna change lives, and that's the whole point. It's not about to be famous or to have whatever. It's about changing lives. It's about bringing light to this, giving a voice and bringing this to the forefront to the people know, hey, it's okay. You're not weak. It's okay to have emotions. It's okay to show your vulnerability. It's okay not to have it all together. It's okay that you don't feel like today is a good day.
Right.
It's okay. That doesn't make you less than a man. That doesn't question your manhood. It just makes you human. But
Mm-hmm.
somehow society does not allow men to be vulnerable. Does not allow men to show their emotions. Even sometimes our own wives, and they say they want a man that's vulnerable. But until we start being vulnerable, now we become too vulnerable. We become too emotional. So what do we do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's something that is long overdue,
Yes.
and I'm glad that I'm making a small difference, and I believe that once people really get a grasp, once people understand the movement, what I'm saying, more people is gonna come in to support our movement.
Yes. I think your story is helping men talk, and you are the ambassador because of what you're giving. So the person that's given the most always has sometimes the hardest upbringing.
Hmm.
Always remember that. The person that has the most gifting. Look at Joseph. Look at his brother sold him into slavery, but look at what he became. You had to go through that, but your message is so powerful because it's coming out of you. And see, our little thing with somebody not liking us and stuff, been through worse than that. When you said what you said the other day, man, I got quiet. You wouldn't want to
Hmm.
go through what I did, but look at, I'm glad I did, and then have the strength to say it. And here it is, man. My hat's off to you. And oh, we got another great crying. Thank you, Valerie Tramp. She says, crying, showing your vulnerability is healing for all. That includes men. That is true.
That
And
is true.
uh, man, whew, how did you become a trilingual speaker? So that's more than three, if I'm right, because I went to a public school. I know it's one, and two is something. Then three.
All
So
right.
so I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess. So you speak English,
Right.
Spanish.
I write and read Spanish. Actually, I speak Creole, French, and English.
I was about to say French. I knew it.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I actually learned French when I moved here to Montreal, Quebec.
Really?
Yeah, I'm actually in Montreal now. It's been but I moved here about 15 years ago from Miami when I
How do
moved
you
from.
like Montreal?
Listen, this is what my children's are, right?
Okay.
How do I like it? Me, it's not about like it. It's about, okay, what can I live? Not, I don't wanna use the word survive anymore, because I think we've been surviving for more than 400 years. It's about
Yes.
time for us to start living. For me, it's about where I'm at. I make it my home.
Okay.
If tomorrow I gotta move to a different country, you're gonna ask me, how do I like it? Do I eat? Do I get fresh air? Do I get a shelter? Well, I'm good then. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I don't ask for much. I don't ask for much. I just need some basic things, and I'm good. So it's got you got the cold, you got the snow, and all that kind of stuff. But it is what it is, man.
Okay.
You could put me in the middle of the jungle with a bunch of wild animals. I'm gonna speak their language. I'm
Right.
gonna find a way. I'm gonna find a way to become their friends, because it's all about, say, surviving. So for me, it's not about. It's not a matter of, yeah, we do have our preference. Yeah, we do like this, that, and the other. But that's part of life, because we're human beings, and this climate that God created, it was meant for human beings to live. So for me, it don't matter where I'm at. I'm gonna live. Listen. I'm gonna make something out of nothing.
Wow. So the advantages of speaking three different languages. Have you had to speak in three different languages on stage or give presentations in three different languages? How did that work? This is
Yeah,
amazing to me.
yeah, absolutely. Not all at once, but yes, I have done that.
Wow.
Although the Creole is a little bit difficult, but once I get going, it's like when the machines start going, then I'm good. But French and the English, I mean, yeah, that I've done it before on stage, where I can switch from English to French. Um, just because I've been practicing. I know the words and all that kind of stuff. So for me, yeah, I could do that. I could do that with no problem. Um, as a matter of fact, I've done it, but not in a large crowd. But it wasn't for that long. But it was just kind of showcase that, hey, no matter what language you speak, no matter where you at, you know what I'm saying, if I got to get to you, and if I got to learn your language to get to you, that's what I want to do. That's how serious I take my work.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
how serious I take my work. If it means to learn your language or whatever I got to do, I'm
Hmm.
gonna do it. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So
Just for those of you who are interested in his website, please go to Meet Will to Rise. That's MEET will to rise.com. Please go on his page. Y'all will see what I'm talking about. This page is dynamic. He has all the stuff he's doing, things he support, and his product is on his page. I tell everybody, go to the author's page. Get the stuff from the author. Don't go to Amazon. Go straight to the author. This young man, he talks about mindset, peak health and wellness, self worth, self love. He's amazing, and he's God's gift. Haven't y'all seen he's talked about God in this interview? And he's amazing. I met him off Clubhouse. Yeah, brilliant. Cause I heard him speak in a couple rooms. And I said, "Whoa!" And then it was a private session with me, him, and another gentleman, and he said some stuff that made I was like, "Oh no, we have to have you on this show because he's brilliant and his story." And so, since you've been opening up after like you have spoken and given your story, have gentlemen come up to you and wanted to, uh, you coach them or anything of that magnitude?
ironically, it's the women that are coming to me to talk to. Yeah, yeah, yeah. True
What?
story. No. Check this out. Because men still have this complexity
Okay.
of asking for help. We don't ask for help. So what's happening is, and I couldn't understand. I said, I'm. But first of all, when I first started this about a year ago, I was getting a lot of pushback from the black community,
Oh yeah.
from black men, because they felt like now they felt like they have an obligation now because now I'm talking about it that they felt like they have to talk about it. So at some point, I'm like, I can understand. I'm trying to help man, black men, but and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go to their women. I'm gonna speak to them. So now what's happening is 90% of the books that I've sold, women have bought those books. And the clients that I get is from their wives, the mother, the girlfriends, the sisters. Those are the people that are contacting me and giving me the information of their husband and the brother. Say, please contact them because they're not gonna contact you because they don't want to, because they felt like if they come to me, then I'm going to hold the mirror in front of the eyes, then they'll have to do something about it. So if you don't want to do something, they say if you play ignorance, you know what I'm saying, you can't change what you don't know, so you rather say in ignorance. So that's why I'm talking straight to the women. If you are listening to me right now, if you're whether your mother, wife, girlfriend, cousin, sister, whatever, please buy this book and start reading it with the man that's in your life. You'll be surprised because once you understand how men work, how men deal with trauma, with abuse, and all that kind of stuff, you have a better you'll be able to better communicate with them, because you know what they're saying, that it is easier to catch bees with honey than with vinegar. So by you knowing how to approach them, right, then they know that you care. Now you're not coming from a place of judgment, you're not coming from a place of sending, you're not coming from a place of guilt, you're coming from a place of love, you're coming from a place of understanding. Then only then they'll be able to open up to you. Because Ben wants to talk. That's
Right.
what we go to the barber shop.
Oh God, yes.
That's what we talk. We'll be talking about sports. We'll
Right.
be talking about cars. We'll be talking about the ladies. We'll
Right.
be talking about the jewelry.
Right.
feelings.
Right.
When was the last time you heard a man talk about to another man about his feelings? And
Rare.
if I ever say to another man that you hurt my feelings, you know what he's saying? Man, stop being a sissy.
Right.
Stop acting like a lady. As if only women can have feelings. You know what I'm saying? It is
Right.
ridiculous, but that's what it is.
That's true.
So that's why I'm asking on ladies, please, please, 2 ebooks, they're only $5.
$5,
Now,
y'all.
$5. That's all it is. That's not, your latte costs more than $5.
Right.
But Starbucks costs about $6, $7, $5, and that can change lives.
Yes.
That can
Yeah.
keep families together. That can keep a man from going to prison. That can keep a man from losing his family.
Yes.
That can keep a man from losing his mind because he knows there are other people just like him, that he's not alone and he's not crazy.
Right.
He just had a lot of trauma that he's got to deal with.
Right.
That's all it is.
Wow. Wow. Well, I need you to hang up and call back because it done froze again. Then we're going to finish the show,
problem,
but I
man.
need you to call me back.
All right.
Call me
As
right
many
back.
times that we're gonna do this. All right.
Call me right back. I hope this is blessing y'all. This is the first time we had some issues with the internet line, but we going to finish this show. We going to keep it going. There we go.
There we go.
Yes.
We back.
So, man, look. Your story is awesome. Folk, y'all need to go to meetwilltorise.com. Buy both of his books. Support this young man. He's on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Clubhouse. Oh, please go to Clubhouse. And all you gotta do is type his name at the search bar. You'll find where he's at. He's the Haitian sensation. Got a message for the masses. Man, you and you only been doing this a year?
It's just a year, brother.
Oh my God.
It's a year. But you know what? I believe God was preparing me for this. You know,
Okay.
the Bible says God, prepares for a time such as this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I think God has been preparing me. He's been molding me and shaping me because that the assignment that He gave me was gonna be a very heavy assignment. So he couldn't just give it to anybody. It had to be somebody that had endured a lot of hardship, that had endured a lot of persecution, a lot of trials and errors, and just really have a hard time in life to be able to deliver this message where it's going to be received. Because it's not just about the message, but it's also about the messenger. Who's delivering the message? Because everybody has a message. Now the question is, are you able to connect with people where they're gonna get the message?
That's true.
And the reason why I believe that my message is so powerful, because you can't have a message without the mess.
Yo.
And I've been through a lot of mess, and now I got a message. And there is no testament. There is no testimony without a test. And I've had a lot of tests. And now today I have a testimony. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
So I've been prepared. I mean, this has been a long time coming. This didn't come out just a year ago. It's been in the process. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a child that's been in the mother's womb for 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't when the child came out, the child was born. This child has been born from the time he was conceived. It was just being nurtured. It was just being molded and shaped. And then that child was ready to come out. So I've been pregnant with this assignment for 41 years.
Yes.
For 41 years. I felt like the children of Israel being in the wilderness for 40 years and then finally get to the promised land. I'm in the promised land right now.
Oh yes.
Because I'm doing what I was called to do. So this has been a long time coming, man. And I'm telling you right now, be on the lookout. And in the next less than 3 years, this is going to be turned into a documentary, a short film. Be on the lookout for that.
Because we're going to keep in touch. Yes, I got to see this. We got a couple of comments in the comment gallery. Valerie Champion She said, "It's been a blessing to me. I have boys and have tried to stress to them that it's okay to express and talk about their feelings." And then she says, "Oh, that's true. Mess to message." Mm. Whew.
Well, I tell Valerie right now. I mean, listen, please, reach out to me. It'd be my because I'm tired of seeing young men are just not being their full potential, not living their life to their full potential because of whatever it is, whether it's society, whether it's culture, whatever it is. Please, 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 I beg you, please reach out to me. Please reach out to me.
You hear that, Valerie? Valerie Champion, reach out to Will Baptiste. You have problems, just let me know. I'll make sure the two of you all connect. This is a wonderful young man. Man, whew, you brought the truth on this. I mean, any last words that you want to share with the audience? Because this has been. Oh, okay, Valerie. She says, "Amen and thank you." Any last words you want to give, or words of encouragement?
Absolutely. I want to tell everybody that every family must have a person who break the chain of trauma and poverty mindset. And may you be the blessing to your family. Because at the end of the day, um, we as human beings, we gotta pass our differences. We gotta pass the color. We have to go beyond that. We all have a soul, and we all are spiritual, regardless of your religious background. At the end of the day, we're all spiritual. Let's for once put all the differences on the side and let's reach out to one another and let's help one another. Let's heal one another. This world has enough negativity going on. For once, let's do something positive. Let's come together and let's heal one another.
Y'all hear that from Will Baptiste? I'm telling y'all, we got him now. Cause very soon he gonna be all over. But I'm promising him, me and him gonna keep in touch. So when he, you know, on that stage with Tony Robbins, hey, I ain't asking for nothing. I'm gonna say, "Hey, man, congratulations." Okay, that's
Appreciate
the,
it.
that's the thing. Oh, we got a couple more. Amen from Demetria. And then Valerie Champion says, "That's great advice. Let's heal one another." So, see, you're touching folk. And see, when you get blessed, I'm just going to say, man, keep up the good work. When you're on a Tony Robbins style stage, I'm just going to tell you to keep up the good work. You're done it. That's how we're supposed to bless others. Hey, man, that's your path. I'm supposed to rejoice with those who rejoice. That means that I'm happy for you. No shade, no cap, none of that. I'm happy for you because you got your own story and you have your own blessing. I'm supposed to sit back and be like, "Hey, look at what God has done for him," and be glad about it. Man, I'm so glad you took time out of your illustrious schedule to come be with your big brother. I'm so glad that you came because you further what we're trying to do. And our show is Make a Plan. Oh, Valerie Champion said, "Hallelujah." Our show is called Make a Plan, Make It Happen. That's what the MAP comes from. And we're out here to share folk stories. And y'all, Will Baptiste bless y'all tonight. So please go to meetwill2rise.com. Get his books. Book a consultation with him. Okay,
Nice.
he has, yes, book a consultation with him. Step out on faith and let this young man bless you with his knowledge. And as God pours into him, he'll pour into you. So please, man, please, sir, holler at him. It's on meetwill2rise.com. He's been an excellent guest. Don't hang up yet, because we got. Don't hang up yet.
Right.
Don't hang up yet.
But we still got unfinished business.
You learn your big brother well. Follow him. He's the Haitian sensation. Oh, Tamika G said, "Thank you for a great interview." Yes, you did fine. You did fine, sir. So please, man, please, sir, follow him, Will Baptiste, at meetwill2rise.com. I guarantee you, you see the stuff he's doing, that will show you how you can make a plan and make it happen through whatever adversity that you have been through, and how you can persevere in the face of adversity. That's what Will told me to put down. So I didn't come up with that. I ain't that good. You know, he's a certified. Wait a minute, Adam.
Yeah.
Adam Parker said, "Don't hang up yet. Hold on, Adam. We got." Oh, Adam Parker says, "Great interview. Nice to meet you, Mr. Baptiste." And Valerie Champion is over here cracking up. Adam, this young man, connect with him, please. Adam, connect with Will Baptiste. You'll find him at the Haitian Sensation. He's on Instagram. I met him from Clubhouse. Wonderful young man. His backstory caused me to be quiet. I learn and listen. Dynamic, trilingual speaker. He speaks Spanish, French, and English. I can barely
In
speak
Creole.
English because I went to the, public schools back in the day. So I stumble and then I say and here, there, and all that other. So I'm just blessed to be able to formulate some sentences. Yeah, I told him. I said, Will, look, be yourself, but I'm gonna cut up eventually. But what you brought, just oh my God, just oh, I just thank God for you because you're gonna be able to talk to those folk who are hurting in that area, men and women, and I just thank God for you because uh, we've only, and I'll tell you a quick backstory. We've only been doing this since March. I've sat on this for 10 years, and I didn't have the faith at the time to do it. So, my coach, who was Adam's wife, her name's Shannon Parker, she was like, do what you love to do. Well, I love bringing stuff out of folk and letting them say their message. And so we started around May. It started when we started ramming stuff up, and so God just kept telling us to ask people, and you were one of them. So I knew you had a message in you because I was like, Lord, please let him say yes, and you're here. Because I felt
Yes.
it. I felt the power. I felt your anointing. I was like, oh, this guy got to speak. Because I'm like, you cannot quit. Now this big brother talking to you. You cannot quit. Why? Your message is so deep, it's gonna cut folk heart. You got to keep going. I don't care on your bad day, you good. I don't care on your best day, you good. I don't care when you have to go back and forth to court, you still good. Why? Because all things work together for the good. The good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent. All of it looks it's good because God gets the glory. He's getting the glory out of your life right now, even when you don't think it. Because I deal with that too. Even though when you don't think it, will He still blessing you because you're blessing people. You blessed me and another gentleman in the room the other day, and you was bringing it. You gave us strength. You gave us virtue just by you opening up your mouth. Don't you ever not open your mouth. You keep giving the folk what God has given to you, and you keep it going. I am so thankful that you're here, man. Thank you for your story. Thank you for your time. I know you're a busy man, but thank you, thank you, thank you. Any last words? Because I want you to.
Hey man, listen, go out and just be the best version of yourself. Each and every day you wake up, you have two things. You have a choice and you have a chance.
Mm,
You have a choice and you have a chance. So go out there and make a massive impact because people need you. And remember, the story that you are sitting on is the story that somebody's waiting on.
ooh,
Story that you are sitting on for the last 5, 10, 15 years. You think that nobody cares about your story. Nobody wants to hear your story. Your story is not worth listening to. I'm gonna tell you something. The story that you are sitting on is the story somebody's waiting on. Go out there and share your story. Be bold. Be brave. Be you.
Man,
This is your
thank you.
favorite brother from another mother, Well Baptiste, aka the Haitian sensation, coming to you always live from Montreal, Quebec, where we eat pain for breakfast.
Man, you sound like a radio DJ saying all that.
Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and lay my pepper plane right into the clubhouse.
So if y'all enjoyed this message, please go over to YouTube and make comments. Don't forget, follow him. At, we have Valerie Chairman says yes, we have a choice and a chance, and she also said awesome, and she said he sure does. He's awesome. So make sure y'all follow him on meetwill2rise.com. Oh God, I had so many emotions in this interview. I was like, wow, man, look, hang by your, just hang over there, and we got to end the show. Y'all, thank you for watching, and then we're gonna do the show close. Stay tuned for more exciting interviews and more exciting guests. God bless y'all.